when Elon Musk stepped onto the stage at Trump's inauguration in January 2025. The wealthiest man in the world raised his arm in a gesture many likened to a Nazi salute. 2 months later, he wielded a gold-plated chainsaw at CPAC while political commentators had already begun calling him Shadow President. What's truly shocking is that Musk has no government experience and lacks security clearance, yet now has unprecedented access to sensitive government data through the Department of Government Efficiency, an agency he co-runs despite his companies receiving $38 billion in government funding over 2 decades. This isn't just another billionaire with political influence. This is a technological power grab, reshaping America's future. Today, we're exploring how Elon Musk is literally taking over the government, accumulating unprecedented power spanning private industry, public policy, and international affairs. To understand Musk's government takeover, we must examine his reach across strategic industries and how one man accumulated so much authority. The foundation of Musk's influence wasn't built in Washington, but in the private sector through control of critical infrastructure that governments now depend on. With SpaceX, Musk now launches more rockets than any country. NASA depends on his company for astronaut transport, and the Pentagon increasingly relies on Starlink for military communications. SpaceX has received approximately $15 billion from NASA, with another 52 active contracts worth $11.8 billion in the pipeline. These billions in taxpayer money aren't just funding government projects. They're funding Musk's Mars colonization vision. A goal that would have seemed delusional 15 years ago is now backed by public funds. The company's Starlink satellite network has become a geopolitical tool. During the Russian-Ukraine war, Musk unilaterally decided which regions would receive satellite coverage. According to reports, Musk has maintained regular contact with Russian President Vladimir Putin, who allegedly asked him not to activate Starlink over Taiwan as a favor to Chinese leader Xi Jinping. A private citizen now controls a communications network that governments depend on for national security. Tesla isn't just another car company, it's reshaping American infrastructure. As the US transitions to electric vehicles, Tesla's charging network and manufacturing capabilities give Musk extraordinary leverage over our transportation future. Tesla has benefited from $11.4 billion in regulatory credits and a crucial $465 million government loan in its early days. Support that enabled Tesla's first profitable quarter in 2013 and its first full year profitability in 2020. When Musk acquired Twitter for $44 billion in 2022, he purchased what he described as the digital town square, with politicians, journalists, and cultural figures dependent on the platform. Musk gained unprecedented influence over public discourse. His algorithmic changes and content moderation decisions have reshaped how information flows through American society, giving Musk control over the digital infrastructure that elected officials use to communicate with voters. Musk's political trajectory has shifted dramatically rightward. After historically donating to both parties, Musk announced in 2022 that he would no longer support Democrats, declaring them the party of division and hate. In July 2024, minutes after the attempted assassination on President Donald Trump at a Pennsylvania rally, Musk endorsed Trump for president. During the 2024 election, Musk became the largest individual donor in American political history, contributing over $277 million to Trump and allied Republicans. He launched a controversial $1 million per day giveaway for swing state voters that the Justice Department warned might violate federal election laws. Following Trump's victory, Musk was appointed to co-run the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, a new agency tasked with slashing federal spending. Despite having no government experience and lacking security clearance, Musk gained unprecedented access to sensitive government data through Doge teams embedded throughout federal agencies. Doge claimed to have cut $140 billion in government spending within its first month, including shutting down USAID, which Musk boasted he had fed into the wood chipper. By February 2025, Time magazine's cover portrayed Musk sitting behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office, all without a single vote being cast in his name. The central contradiction of Musk's government takeover is this: the man tasked with slashing government spending has built his fortune largely on government funding. Dan Moynihan, a professor at the University of Michigan, observed that Americans are witnessing an extraordinary centralization of power in someone who lacks a top-level security clearance and has not been subject to any Senate confirmation process. While Musk publicly rails against government regulation and spending, SpaceX has received approximately $15 billion from NASA. Tesla benefited from a $465 million government loan and $11.4 billion in regulatory credits. And the Boring Company secured public contracts for tunnel systems in Las Vegas. This creates an unprecedented conflict of interest. Musk's companies hold contracts worth up to $22 billion with the federal government, while these same companies have been investigated or fined more than 30 times by 11 government agencies. Now, as head of Doge, Musk has access to sensitive data across these same agencies, with Trump claiming Musk will recuse himself when conflicts arise, a promise with no oversight mechanism. While Doge has targeted numerous agencies, none has drawn more controversy than Musk's focus on Social Security, traditionally considered the third rail of American politics. Despite President Trump's repeated promises not to touch Social Security, Musk has taken a different approach. In February 2025, he described Social Security as the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time, and later called it the big one to eliminate. These comments sparked alarm among Trump allies, with some conveying to the White House that Musk either needs to be taken off air or required some scripting. Even as the administration maintains that they won't touch Social Security, Musk's Doge team has moved aggressively into the Social Security Administration, closing offices and curtailing services while promoting misinformation that exaggerates fraud within the system. At a Wisconsin event, Musk claimed that 40% of calls into Social Security were fraudulent, a demonstrably false statement, a lie. In reality, the estimated $100 million in annual direct deposit fraud represents less than 0.003% of the $1.5 trillion in benefits paid annually. Yeah, much less than 1%. The most controversial actions came from Antonio Gracias, a former Tesla board member working with Doge inside the SSA. Gracias claimed that over 5 million undocumented immigrants had received Social Security numbers and were improperly receiving benefits. He further alleged that Doge had checked voter rolls in friendly states and found thousands of non-citizens registered to vote. These claims raise serious questions about Doge's access to and use of sensitive personal data. Court records showed that Gracias was specifically prohibited from accessing or sharing personally identifiable information from SSA systems. And a March 20th, 2025 temporary restraining order blocked Doge employees from accessing SSA data. Yet Gracias first publicized these claims alongside Musk at a Wisconsin rally 10 days later. More alarming was Musk's apparent disclosure of an ongoing law enforcement operation during a live-streamed tele-rally in April 2025, disturbing top law enforcement officials by potentially jeopardizing sensitive operations. What makes Musk truly different from other powerful business leaders is the scope of his vision. He's not merely building companies, he's attempting to redirect humanity's future according to his worldview. His Mars colonization plans represent an attempt to make humans a multiplanetary species, which he views as essential for humanity's survival. Neuralink aims to merge human consciousness with artificial intelligence, with Musk claiming this interface is necessary to prevent AI from overtaking humanity. In January 2024, Nolan Arbaugh became the first human recipient of Neuralink's brain chip, demonstrating the ability to play video games and browse the internet using only his thoughts. While warning about AI risks, Musk has simultaneously founded xAI and attempted to purchase OpenAI for $97.4 billion in February 2025. This contradictory approach reflects Musk's tendency to position himself on all sides of technological development. But beyond technology, Musk's vision now extends to governance itself, reshaping how America is run. The Washington Post aptly described Musk's position as somewhere between unofficial co-president and first buddy to Trump. But in many ways, his power exceeds even that of the president, spanning technological infrastructure, market forces, cultural influence, and now direct government control. As we look toward America's future, Elon Musk's fingerprints appear everywhere, from our satellites to our communication platforms, from our vehicles to the neural implants being developed, and now to the very structure of our government. The United States has always celebrated entrepreneurship and innovation, but Musk represents something new, a convergence of technological capability, personal wealth, media influence, political power, and visionary ambition that creates leverage of a different magnitude. The irony of Musk's current position is profound. The man who built his fortune largely through government funding now wields a chainsaw through those same institutions. His companies benefited from $38 billion in government support, yet he boasts about shutting down government agencies? Perhaps nowhere is the danger of this unchecked power more evident than in Musk's handling of Social Security data. Doge employees prohibited from accessing sensitive personal information have nonetheless used that data to make public accusations about voter fraud and improper benefits, potentially violating federal privacy laws and court orders. The question for America is not whether Elon Musk is taking over the government. In many ways, that process is already well underway. The real question is whether a democratic society has the tools, foresight, and will to ensure this new kind of power remains accountable to the public interest. The America of tomorrow may well be one built in Elon Musk's image, whether we've consented to that transformation or not. And as his power continues to expand, we must ask ourselves, is this the future we chose or the one chosen for us?